Okay, marka labka wuxuu noqonayaa networkingaan sameynaynaa dhinacaan aan soo aadaynaa dhinacaan focus ma saarayno reasonka we configure router we will configure much likely in this section we will not gonna touch anything into LAN site dhinacaan waa LAN site we will focus more like a DMZ demilitarized zone. The reason is the data center. This is the main focus. Mainly, we'll focus couple thing. We'll focus the DHCP setting, and we'll focus on TFTP. So we'll configure this too. This too. That's the scope. And then, and later on, we will push. This is gonna be a VLAN, same VLAN, nothing changed. VLAN is gonna be always default VLAN. Default VLAN. VLAN should be a default. All right, let's get going. So router, in order to fix the router, we'll connect to the router. Excuse me, I have it. All right, router is loading. Okay. All right, so clear. This is error normally is usually when you connect to the WAN edge. That's the error you're getting always. It's fine. We'll just say no. Oh, no clear. Did you see well? See better, right? Okay, good. There is a configuration you can stop this. This is when something connected to the WAN, the internet. You can see we say show IP interface brief. See that all the networks down. Only one is up, 0 by 0. IP address is connected. That's the reason you're getting that message. There is global mode cut and then is no config, no service config. I believe it's a service config. That's the key. Service config. Make sure you save and you reload. Yes, it's gonna reload. All right. Meanwhile, the switch. We'll turn the switch on. All right. Meanwhile, we're gonna do this one too. connection is up, we'll start doing the DHCP. In case you don't see this, this is what it is. This is the gateway. All right, turn this on. We're gonna select that one. Keep going. There you are. So we have this connection, the DHCP, right? So the DHCP default login, it's okay. It's root. Welcome one. We have connection. Now what's going on in the DHCP is there's no IP address. So the idea here, we will give IP address, DHCP address to, yeah, we gotta keep IP address. We'll create and we make sure we give DHCP 10, IP 10. So we're gonna have an IP address. You see that the NIC is down because red wire. That's the reason it's red disconnected. We'll start building DHCP. This is our gateway. So this link is gateway. Yeah. All right, let's do that. So I'm gonna show you how you use DHCP on Linux. Rara. I also have the instructions to let you know what I'm doing. Then mainly it's when we do the Bixby boot, it looks like this. It's gonna look like this. So this is the main, this is the instruction how to do stuff. Bixby boot. Very cool. Right. Okay. All right. The promise is to get the DHCP. We need connectivity. We need internet to get the package. Couple things. One, it's to get the package. The package that works with DHCP, it needs come from via Red Hat or Centos from the cloud. So we need to download the package from the cloud, and it goes to our gateway, and it goes to the switch, it goes directly to this. So this can be DHCP. So in order to do this DHCP server, we make sure we turn on this section, and ping, and see if we have a connection. Then we can go ahead and do it. So let's say 10 IP address. What we have here, 192, right? So we'll give this guy manually right now, statically right now, 192.168.0.10. That's the DHCP. That's the DHCP IP address. The reason I'm giving is because I need to have a connectivity. It's a connectivity that goes outside and get packages. So the package for DHCP, it needs to reach out to outside our network into the cloud and find the Centos repository server to get the DHCP package. And so let's build the network from here, and we jump next to this. Always as well. As a service unit, it has to be outside. Or you have locally repository. If you have it, you could do that too. So we're back to let's back to this guy. is a mismatch, duplication, the network. This error message is because of my switch. My local switch has a full duplex, and this guy duplex mismatch. So the NIC, this interface, right here interface, I need to go ahead and fix it. So this is because it's not a full duplex. Ethernet. You see that error message says what? Ethernet 0 by 0, not a full duplex. So you need to downgrade. My 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 physical network switch behind the scene, it's like this. It's connected to my firewall, and the firewall connected to my cloud. This has a full duplex here. Right here, full duplex. Right here, half duplex. So this is mismatch. The problem is that's the problem. You don't see right now my physical equipment, but this is a full duplex and this is half duplex. That's the mismatch. And this is the error. Duplex mismatch, discover it. The Ethernet 0 by 0 has no full duplex. With the switch that connected to the other end. The other end is what? Fast internet 0 by 8 has a full duplex. That's it. So we need to fix that. So if you see mismatched duplex, this is the error. And how you fix it? You go in here into the router, go to global, go to that interface and say duplex. You have two options. Full. See if it helps. Exit. See if that helps. If it's not, then I gotta go to switch and fix it. So that's to be taken care of. Now show IP interface brief to see the links. I only have a one up 8 by 8008. Okay. Now all the errors gone. Hopefully, we'll start doing configuration down phase, which means downlink. The language says downlink. This is the downlink. This is the uplink. This is the downlink. So we need to configure downlink. As the IP already has, IP matrix cable. If you look, 192.168.0 by 1 is the matrix cable. We need to configure that IP address into here. And 0 by 1 class C. Shut. That's cool. Okay, that's good. So we have connection up. Yep, links up. Now show IP interface brief now. We should have two network up. Cool. If I bing Google, I can bing Google. Nice. Connection is good. Now back to this server. What did I say? We're gonna give 10 IP address. But I saw we'll do this way. That one is a default. That one is a default. Dynamically IP address from my firewall. From my firewall, that one is it's basically via DHCP. The method that IP address getting from the other side, 0 by 0 one side, is via DHCP. I did not configure anything. But this one I put a manual. Manual configuration I did. So that's how we got it. Alright, back to the DHCP. DHCP أو manual sana zina. Alright, so clear. DHCP, can you see good? Okay, so you can see good. Okay, so I'm gonna configure MCLI connection mode. So we'll change the mode to what are you changing? The Ethernet type of ETH. So it's the NMCLI connection mode. We're changing the Ethernet. What kind of mode? What kind of TCP IPv4? And method cut will be what? Manual. Now if it's manual, then assign IP address. Now next IPv4 address will be .10/24. That's how you say it. That's the command you give them. The command is we're using a network manager. So NMCLI connection mode, we're changing ETH. How do you know the interface? That's the name ETH. Why you say IPv4 method? So you tell them this is the TCP, not IPv6. This is IPv4. The method you tell if it's manual, you say manual. If it's dynamic, you say auto. So you have an option say auto. If it's dynamic, you say auto. If it's manual, if it's static, you say manual. Then you tell them again that the network type, TCP type, IPv4 address, the network IP address, the host, stand, the subnet mask /24. So we call there. Okay, so we're good there. Yeah, so we're good. Right? Now we need a gateway similar. So we need to tell the default gateway. Similar cases, IPD, NMCLI connection mode, ETH. This is what you say IPv4 gateway, I believe. And you tell the gateway. The gateway is the router. So similar. The only thing I did is now I did not talk about the method. I only talk about the gateway and I tell the gateway. That's all. Now still the NIC's down, by the way. The NIC, the network card, the interface is still down. You can see it's red. So we need to say this time NMCLI connection up to turn on the NIC. NMCLI connection up. Tell which NIC the Ethernet is activated. Clear? Now we can just say NMCLI and we have connection. Make sense? So we have connection right now. So we have connection, we can ping the router. So we can pick that router right now. Okay, let's ping the router. Okay, router ping 921.68.0.1. Cool. So we have connection all the way. But the problem is now is if I ping Yahoo or Google, how do I get out? Remember, I have another physical network which is not private IP. This is private IP. I don't think so we can bring outside. And the route's not gonna come back. It's not even go. The reason it's not pinging right now, it's one because of the router. The router, it's the route is totally separate. Remember this is divided by two. So this side, it can't get out. We need some sort of translation, and that can be a NAT, or that can be, or it could be something called, default gateway. Let's try which one works. Okay, so right, okay, all right. So if I say, wait a second, let's say default gateway. So if I say IP route all my network, all my subnet to what? To that one. Will it work? Still blinking. I don't think so. It's not gonna work. What if I say not translation? What if I say route? Uh, Default route. Is that gonna work? And sorry, not a default route. I meant static route. So static route is one by one. It's not gonna work. We'll say not a static route, but we'll say dynamic route. ERGB. Okay, if we say router, remember you're doing DRG router, ERGB, process ID 10, network. Tell your network. One side is what? 30.30.0. The other network is 192.168.0.68.0.0.0. Okay. No synchronization. Do I say? No, you don't need that. That's not it. Alright, so exit out. Still no bing, no bing. Show IB route. EIG B route. We have both routes, but nothing start. Default route, which statically basic, and then basically two routes. The reason is the other side there's no ERGB. Remember my network, my own network, there is no ERGB. So I'm gonna test that. My router at the home, ERGB firewall. My firewall. I'm go in. Show route. Show route. Yeah, no routes. See? Nothing. Uh-oh. No routes. VI configure. Say route. Router. EIGB. Process 10. And say network. Uh, let's see. Now we have what? We have a near adjacency. from my firewall, right? From my firewall, I have a adjacency. It says the adjacency for this router 030001. So we have connection, right? How about now? Can we still ping from the Linux? No, we can't. Cannot ping. So dynamic route's not helping. NAT's the only mostly helps in this case. Why it's helping? Because there's a private network here. So if I show you, I have my WAN to my firewall to my switch, and this is connected. Sorry, it's connected to this one. So this part, if you look this part, yeah, right here, from this section, private. From here, it's private. So two private one. Because private can, it's kind of tough to something 888 comes here and it doesn't know where to go. Who's pinging? This guy is pinging. It can go all the way here. And 192, no one can route. My firewall cannot route. You know? So one case scenario is to nodding. Nodding helps all the time. Not translation. So not translation. And show route. You see anything? There's a route DHCP. Sorry, ERGB comes in right now, right? Via 300008. Because this is a new adjacency. So the question still is not working. So I need to do some NAT translation to get out. Close it out. Yes. Alright, so second thing we try is let me get off. Let me take it off ERGB dynamic route RGB 10. Cool. Alright, let's do nodding, not translation. Okay. Not translation cell also network. Yeah, dynamic route وانا جديدي static waa diiday default waa diiday. And if you look, we're still checking, right? Still checking. It's not pinging, right? So we'll say interface waxaan gelayaa. So how do you do the NAT? The NAT is you tell this WAN outside. So you basically say IP NAT outside. And this section you say IP NAT inside. Alright, let's do that and then we go from there. Static NAT, there's dynamic NAT, and then we turn on the NAT. Right? Interface E0 by 0, ups 0, IP NAT, IP NAT, we have all this outside. things will change. Status change, link down, interface change, something called NVIO. Startup up now. Okay, so next. So we've done that. We go Ethernet, okay, E0 by 1 and make it IB side, IB NAT inside. After a second, okay. Something going on. Packets moving. Stop. Okay. Alright, so that's done. And we leave. We go to the second interface, E0 by 1. Say IB NAT. And like I said, inside. So we have that taken care of. We get out. Now we say NAT, IB NAT. Say NAT translation to, let me make sure I have correct configuration. Let's see, just a second. Let me have a second guess. Yeah, so everything looks good. Interface, so we've done that. Um, see why not coming inside? See that? Oh, I see source. Okay, so we say inside, right? So we run inside, outside. Now we will give access. We call, okay, we say access list. Access list, just mark anything you want it, 100 or 90. And you say the access list permit, you will tell what you allow it. So what we allow it is the, the downlink IP address to go out. That's the access we're doing, right? So permit IB, and you tell which one is it. 92168.0.0, and we'll make wildcard backward. It's gonna be, yeah, so 0.0.0.255. Where they going to? So why this IP is getting out, and then where they going? So you tell where, anywhere, any destination, or a specific destination, or an object group, or destination at a specific server. We'll say any, because we want to go outside internet, right? So say any. We have access list good to go. Now we'll activate. How you activate? IB NAT. So okay, so we'll say IB NAT, and then we'll say inside. Who's going out? Inside IB is going out. So inside, what they are? Sources, right? So those are sources. The sources, where they come from, the sources. This is the sources I tell, right? So I need to know what the source list is. Access list is 100. So 100 number. Which interface? So if you have a question, you can just ask. And basically IB sources. And then what sources? List. So we have access list, right? So the access list number is 100. That's what I'm using. Okay, 100. So NAT, so it's going to be the question is, those are going, we will activate, and how you activate IB, NAT, inside, those are the 192.168. We name it, we make a shortcut, we all together, we put everything together with the wild mask and tell them they can go and go anywhere. That's the label you need to know. The next time you say IB, NAT, and inside, because those are inside, the list, it's the access list, and I will say which interface they come in, and this is the interface they are basically coming, right? So the interface they come in, make sure the interface they going out. So we have interface, and you just type in which device, ETH 0 by 0, going out in 0 by 8, so they're getting out 0 by 0. That's the interface they gotta get out. So you tell them, these guys, they're gonna get out this interface. And if you need a port, because we don't need IP address translation, we need a port number. So we say overload. That's the NAT we need. You got it? So that's the NAT we need. So what we did, let me explain quick. Where's my pen? Okay, so this is what I did. I say IP NAT. I just say this section IP NAT outside, and I say IP NAT inside. That's the command I write. Then I make a policy. I say who can get out. So I say access list. So the list was what? 100. Who can get out? I pick the IP address because all this area it's 192, right? Because this section is this section is the LAN. So I say IP LAN, okay, access list 100, 192.168. I just tell the network entirely, .0, not there's no host. Then I make a while mask and say 0.0. And then I tell, and then what I said was who can get out and where they were going, any any location. Now when I done that, then I activate. What did I say? IP NAT source. Sorry, inside. You have to tell, is it outside or inside? IP, the nodding thing. It's inside. So when I say inside, then what do you want to what do you say after that? You look in the source. The source. Then you just say the word source and you pick the number source from the access list. Source list is what? 100. And then which interface they're getting out? This interface. And you tell them E0 by 0. And then how they gonna translate? Translation, how it's gonna happen? If they map one-to-one IP address, we will lose a lot of IP addresses we need later. So we need a port instead of IP, and you just say overload. You know, um, that's how we did. So let's see if that works. Going back to the DHCP and see if the DHCP can reach Google or not. All right, there you go. So the IP address been translated, and now they can just enjoy. If you need to see, if you want to see how this is translating the router, we can check. Look and see how this guy is getting out and come back. How do they know? Okay, so if you look here and save that configuration, if we say show Ipnot Translation, this is what's going on. So translation happening how? The reason the translation is going well is because if you look now, inside it's global, right? And inside is the local. So the local IP address we have from here, it's inside local. So 192.168 is going out. It has a unique port. And then there's another inside which my local physical network is 30.0.0, which is the, let's see, this is my cloud. The topology I have is the router. This is the switch. This is the another switch. One of the DHCP server. So he's going out, right? So when he's getting out, this is what he sees. Global. Global is this. Local. Local is this. And then where he's going? Outside local. So he's going to someone else's local. Who's that? Google. And how did he know? Same port. Overload. It will tell you and it will label the IP address to the inside, outside global. So the route can go out and, and come back. So Bing, this is how the Bing is happening. That's the translation uh, in a nutshell. Um, See, I hope there's another command, show IP NAT static. And this is tell you more information. Okay, it's gonna tell you translation is active. It's only one dynamically, right? So you can tell it's the what type of static NAT, dynamic NAT. This is dynamic NAT. The big translation, it tells you who is outside interface for the router. This is Ethernet 0x0. We also have inside Ethernet 1. How many hits going on? 300 something. Because keep binging, you know. And packet going on, as you can see, dynamic mapping. The access list that making this case to work is access list 100. The interface is outside. Yeah, so it looks good. So now we have connectivity from the router and to the internet. We can now install DHCP, right? So we get to that section. Now we can install DHCP, right? So put it that way, these guys. All right, looks good. All right, so we'll do some clear here. So this server at Centos, we will show you. We're going to show you what it is. OS release tells you this is Cento, yeah. We'll fix the name, it's just saying local. So we gotta fix the name. Host name CTL set host name set host name to what? DHCP server. We'll just say server. SU. Clear this out. Now you can see the names change. Cool. So it's still not DHCP server yet. We'll install the package. Yeah, install DHCP. You just say D. See how it goes. It's not gonna happen. Say right. DHCP. Let's see if I can install. Now installation. Let's verify the network then. And CLI. We got the connection, yes. There's no route. There's no DNS or route. Some NMCLI, also MUT. Let me add something quick. All right. So I'll fix the NIC. Gateway is fine. DNS. Resolve this problem. Okay. Route problem. IP route. Oh. So IP route. Data 000 slash 4. 24, and we'll tell the what device going out. What am I missing? Oh, just no manual. Route dash P route add and clear. So IP route add is what the only one command is missing. Man. Alright, dev it 3. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Install. Let me cat. So okay. So resolution, nothing in there. Resolver. 1 second. Okay. Insert name server. Name server. I'm just fixing the DNS. Nothing else. Name server is okay. Let me just reset the services. System CTL restart network manager. Okay, let me try now. Install, install DHCP. Okay, promising. Yeah. So the DNS missing. You just need to add it. The command that you're doing is to add the DHCP. DNS is just the name resolver. The setting that you need to go and fix it is alright. Hmm, yeah, update. Let's see the update I need. Yeah, a lot of buckets missing, I can tell. Minus Y, say yes. A lot of buckets missing. So right now, so what I did was, what happened is the network connection is when server going up and back to get the package if there is a DNS missing. If you get the error message, all you do is you go to UVI or nano location etc, and then that's the resolver, and you fix it. You just say name server, and you put whatever server DNS server you have. Mine was 1111. You can also add it 8 by 8 8888 name server, name resolution. That can help to download the package. So we'll fix that. We update the Cento, the server, which is good. Looks good. Control. Alright, so let's try now. I'm gonna install DHCP. Yeah. Alright, this server is DHCP now. We should be good. Yeah. So server is the DHCP. How do you know the package install RPM, Redhat Packet Manager, query, or you can just say Q next to it, DHCP. It's not installed. Interesting. Oh, it's not there. Okay, repo. Let me see, Mark. Yeah, not there yet. Dhcpd. I got the DHCP. Should be working. Okay. Yeah, it's on now. It's on, but it's not active, right? So if you look, it's not started. All right, so we're gonna start. All right, so it's not started yet. We'll need to start if you look around. You see it, it says dead, inactive, it's loaded, but it's not, it's loaded, but it's not active. So if you look at the status, this is where you mainly focus to see if it's on. All right, so that looks good. It looks good. Now we'll allow the firewall, the DHCP server, and then set it up. So to allow the firewall, we go firewall, command firewall cmd. We add the services, so I want the port to either one. Add service equal DHCP. Wait a second, firewall dash add that service equal DHCP. DHCP. Now it says, look, let me test it. Let me verify, huh? List all is how you check the firewall. And if we look down, yeah, I added. So we just get DHCP on. Cool. Question, can I remote in? I want to see if I can remote in this server remotely. So the IP address, that's the one. Because since SSH is on, I'm thinking about I can remote it. Come on. Matt, any question? Okay, you can sleep if you. Mhm. I think it's not because no communication. I have to. Let me know when you're ready. IP, RGP, just wanna GP10. So I wanna SSH in, put the network in, support can be active. Cool. I have a neighbor. Let's see if I can connect. Hey, connect. Show IP route, RGP. Load a static route. Show IP route, show IP RGP. Okay, F10. No communication from my laptop. Show IP route. Because the firewall is bothering me, Last gateway resort. So whatever I say, it's not okay. Let me check the section AIGRP. Why is it not there? Okay, router. Let me see. Do show run. Mood Kelly, yeah? You don't mind. That's the network. Okay. 192.168. 192.168.0.0. Okay. I can't communicate some reason. That's gonna be a different scope. I'm not gonna bother. Try to do it. Not coming. Yeah, it's not communicating. I'm going. There's no way because the file is blocking. However, DHCP everything looks good. So DHCP setting, I gotta go to setting and fix some setting, right? So the DHCP, there's some scopes we need to translate to tell why we need the DHCP and how we configure. If we look, mm, if we look here, right? So everything looks good, right? So what we need is we need a script for DHCP to tell to configure basically, right? So I install the package. The package installed properly, that's good. We need to figure out that script and how you do it. Okay, so if I go back, if I say rpm query DHCP, you can tell we installed the package, but we need to go inside and fix it. So location etc DHCP right there. You see that? Yes. There is a specific configuration file which is not the DHCP6 but DHCP. If we look without configuring dhcpd.config file, this is where we want to build inside a configuration file. So we will use vi, right? So vi up arrow is good. Oh, vi delete this and we'll do some configuration right here. First thing we need to do is let me comment DHCP server configuration. This is how we configure file. What is the file? We will say something author. If there is two DHCP, we gotta tell which one author. Authoritative. Who is the primary? So we'll say authoritative. Use that. Yeah. So use that one. Authoritative. He is the authoritative. Allow if it's something booting. We need machine. There's a Centos machine, so it's gonna be Bixby boot. Allow booting. Yeah. Give all this command. Yeah. Allow boot. Boot P. Say allow. What else? Unknown client. Let's say some other clients that we don't even know. Unknown client. Okay. So that we say that that's the configuration we need. Now the second thing, internal subnet we have to tell. So there's another comment. The comment will say internal subnet for my DHCP. Okay. Now what does the subnet look like? So say subnet or we have the IP address is this one, right? Net mask Hawaii 255.255.255.0. This is that's the subnet. What's the range? Range wuxuu noqonayaa range 192.168. So everybody will use starting from 100 to where? To 192.168.200. That's what we're giving in, or we could just say 110. Only 10 network. Or 100, sorry, that's it. 10, yeah. Only 10 networks what we're giving to people. So we have an option, we have to put that option router. So they need the router IP address, right? So we gotta tell them this is the router IP address. How many days they will have that dynamic IP address, the default list. So remember dynamic list, you know. So how many, yes, 6 times gonna be 6. Um, Domain name we don't need. You don't need all this. That's all you need. That's the information for setting up. The maximum we need. So this is maximum lease time. How long they can have this IP address for how long? 72 is default. Right. So in case this user's machines doesn't have anything, they want to boot up from Bexy, what do you do? So say IB of Bix. So if anyone using a Bexy, they need a Bexy boot. Next server, which is this server. Remember, DHCP server is what? Oh, it's 10, right? So it's 192.168.0.10. This is the DHCP server. No, not the DHCP server. I'm sorry. Who is the FTP? TFTP 40. So that's the 40 we give them. So tell them anybody looking for a image, they look the FTP. So FTP is 40. Right? FTP is the 40. File name, you tell them what file name they're looking, right? So if they're looking for the file name, we'll say now Bixby Linux and code, and then shall close it out. And then we close the range, right? So that should be it. I think yeah, that's it. That's all we need. Can add it something cool. It looks good. We can close it out. Save the data. What's going on? Let's see, bottom. Oh, I did, which is good. Okay, so file is configured now. That file is configured. ls cat dhcpd dot dhcpd dot config file looks good. So we have configuration, what's going on, done. Now it's time for the to set up. If you want to make sure this server is going and DHCP is working, we'll see one of these server if they get the IP address. Okay, let's say if FTP. Let's start the FTP. Let's see if they get the IP address from the DHCP. We'll start. Choose. Okay. See what happens. Gotta fix the size. Size killing me. Alright. So say root, go inside. Come on. Anything. Start again. I'm unable to write anything. Anybody know why? Can't write it out. Alright, let me fix. 32772. Okay. Okay, let's do it differently. 772. I'm using different VNC. See if I can write it down. I cannot write it down. Interesting. Let me see my live status. This is gonna be final, so just make sure I have connection. I just want to finish the DHCP today, and DHCP is done almost. I will verify and see if I can get the IP address dynamically from the DHCP. We fixed the gateway, we fixed the NAT translation, we installed DHCP. We'll check if it's DHCP working. We get the FTP tomorrow night or next week, whatever we can. I will see the IP address right now if dynamically given to us. Yes, good. And then so this course is almost done. NMCLI. I know the network's down, right? So what I will do now is to see if the DHCP IP address is given to us, and I will verify, right? All right, so let's do it. All right, so let's up, turn on or interface up, and then we'll see. Okay, up is 0. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think so. I turn on the DHCP server. I only configure, so there's a command missing. Do apologize for that one. And this is where even if it's on, if it's active, remember the status right now is it's not active. So we'll say start. All right, there's some issue. So now it's not even on. Dhcpd, it's not turning on. Dhcpd, it's not turning on. And if you look here, no IP address and no that, no, this IP address IP configuration could not be resolved because there's no DHCP. The DHCP is messy. We'll figure out what's wrong. All right, so I will look the firewall. I will look the C Linux. Let me see. SE Linux. I mean SE Linux. Let me change SE Linux cat config. It's enforced, so I will disable. If you look here, SE Linux is secure Linux. It's not a firewall. It's something to do with anything changing within the Linux. And it has a three layers enforcement. Permissive mode disable. And if anything change, anything going on right now, the status is enforced. I'm gonna disable this one, and then we'll go from there. How you do that? You basically go inside, or you can just say outside. Set enforce, I believe 0 from outside command line. So now one more time, if I look, still that did not work. One is configure. Wow, so I gotta go inside. For some reason not working. Configure file and just change manually, Just in here, just say insert and disable. Yeah. All right, it looks good. Now I can verify. It just disable. Cool. I'm out. Firewall. So I think what's going on. Firewall earlier today. Firewall. I did not reload. I did configuration, but I did not reload. I want to make sure. List that all. Yeah, I did not reload. DHCP is on, but I did not reload. So let me reload. Means reactivate. Refresh it. Command is reload. Whatever you change, firewall port, change anything, make sure you reload. All right, now DHCP has some challenge. Start DHCP. There's an error message. I don't know what did I wrong. So I will look at it. Journal DEXE. Okay, the error says line 16 semicolon is missing. Default is incorrect. A lot of mess. Man. Okay, so I'll do this trick thing. I will screenshot and snip it. Let me snip it because I want to see the error message and fix it. So I'm gonna screenshot this section and fix it. So how we fix it? We will go into this. All right, let's go to DHCP setting. DHCP via DHCP. Something's missing. What did I say? Mahad, are you on? DHCP line 16. So in case that the error says line 16, we are here in the configuration file. We have to turn lines. So we have to turn on, I know, some feature for lines so we can see line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't see line right now. So we need to have that command. There's a command you can activate for lines. So let me figure out how you activate that. Lines is skipped and you double dot. It's the bottom. Set number. I don't see it now. Hold on. Area. Wait again. There's something called set then you say number. There you go. What that does is that will activate a number. Do you see now numbers? Line number coming? That's how you do it. You skipped two dots, so you press skipped, two dot, then you write it down, set space number, exactly like this. What that what that helps you, that will make you line with the number. Now I can focus line they're talking about, you know? So they say semicolon expected. There's some line that you're missing, blah blah blah. That's why DHCP is not on. So would they say that? Let's look. Let's really look. Line 16. Mm, anything missing? You see? I don't see anything missing, yeah? DHCP line 16 semicolon expected. Right? You see the option router option router semicolon expected. I don't understand why they say line 16. This is line 15. Do you understand now? I think what they mean is here's what they mean. Let me point out. This is what they meant. They meant that you see the error right here? They meant that semicolon is missing here, and they say it has to be separation between default. That's what they talk about. So semicolon is missing there. It's not exactly precise, but they should say it's line 15, not 16. But you understand, right? There's something missing here, right there. That's all missing. That's why the DHCP entirely, that small stuff, it's not gonna work. All right, safe. Now what? You think it's working? All right, let's reset. Let's say start. System. We use in system D, you know that, right? So we always use systemctl start applications. System Dhcpd. Boom is active. How do you know? Dhcpd status. Dhcpd active. Yeah. So now we have DHCP active. Can this FTP get a DHCPD? I mean DHCP server from IB? Let's go back and say connect. There you go. We got IP address successful. Now let's say NMCLI connection. There you go. What do they got? 100. 192.168.0.100. That's what we gave. What we this is what we said get it from, right? DHCPD. Sorry. DH. I don't say DHCPD. DHCP config, right? What we said? We said starting range is what? Okay, so they gave the first one. So the range says starting range. So this FTB, the first thing they gave is that one. Makes sense, right? And ends with 110. Yeah, so this got the 100. Yep. Mm, So that's gonna say the end. Ashar is active. The HCP is active. Yeah, ready to go. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna stop this coding.